15. What can he do from here? Can they forge ahead?
Nice.
They do.
Go to him every time.
Oh,
Because I'm thinking about him.
A glorious chance.
chip shot.
I was like, what just happened?
Still behind, but the pressure mounting. Delivered into the box.
Let's go.
Excitement. And the
Been trying that all night.
Gosh, I added so much power. Let's go.
That was
Still, it
great.
wasn't a power header, but it was a floater.
I was like sat still and did a standing still cross.
Yeah, somehow it got on my head. Just RB wide it down and then RBX. I just double screwed up, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're insane. Dude, holy crap. It's like the best build I've ever seen. My gosh.
Imagine.
That was amazing. Like, that should just be real.
Oh, I did that.
Oh, you're so strong. Oh my gosh. That was one of the best.
Yeah, that was just like, give me that ball, bro.
You
Yeah,
actually
bro.
stole it and did all that. Holy crap.
Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back with another FIFA 21 Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. And in this video, we have for you a ROMELU LUKAKU center forward build, which was requested in the comments by a couple of viewers. This season, Lukaku played extremely well. I believe he was the second top goal scorer in the Italian league and the second top assister, which is actually very impressive, coming in second place in goals and assists for the entire Italian league. And he also won the Scudetto with Inter Milan, which is the Italian League Cup, which is very nice since Juventus has been dominating the Italian league for lots of years, so it's nice to see another team win. But in FIFA this year, in an Ultimate Team, Lukaku just received a Team of the Season card, a 96 rated Team of the Season card, which is absolutely crazy. The stats look insane. So we looked at this card a little bit when making this Lukaku build on the skill tree, but we also looked at some of his lower rated cards as well, because that Team of the Season card is crazy and really high rated. But just on this athletic page, we are 6'2", 174 pounds. Lukaku has a unique body type, and it's really just a extremely stocky body type and tall. He's listed as 6'3". There's no point of going for 6'3" when you can have like the same stats being at 6'4". So I decided to just make this build a little smaller than 6'3" and go for 6'2", which makes it, you still look really big, especially since we are 174 pounds. And you can absolutely body the crap out of people using this build. And I'm not even exaggerating. It's crazy. I love how strong this build is. And that stocky body type is amazing. It actually feels like you're using Lukaku. So just make sure you're listed at 6'2", 174 pounds, and you'll be good to go. And we can move on to the skill tree. So over here, you can see that we are a center forward, 6'2", 174 pounds, and right-footed. Lukaku is actually left-footed in real life, so if y'all want to be more accurate, go lefty, but I just was using right foot the entire time as my preferred foot. And then on this bottom right-hand side, you can see this build is an overall of 89, which for some of y'all, it could be less, and maybe for some of y'all, it could be even more, depending on how many games y'all have played. So now let's move on to the skill tree, and we will start with the physical page. So starting off with this right side, we went all the way down to the second wind with this build. But if you are playing any, what I would suggest is taking off the second wind and adding it to something else on the skill tree. Like I would probably add it just to the jumping and get the strength up even more, since we're going to want the strength up even more since Lukaku has like 90-something strength on all of his cards. It would be nice to try and get it up as much as possible. So if you are playing any, do that or add it to something else. But if you aren't playing any, you definitely want the second wind for that 75th stamina boost towards the end of the game. But one thing that is funny is I've actually been playing any the past couple days, and I just totally forgot to take off the second wind. I didn't even think about it. So like all the highlights with this build are with the second wind on. Like if I had the second wind off, which I definitely should have, I could have actually added 5-star skills. This is just a sneak peek on the dribbling. Like I could have added 5-star skills, but maybe what I probably would have done is just bump the jumping up and the strength up even more like this, because actually comparing his physical stats, he has like over 90 strength on all of his cards. So we're not going to be able to touch the strength, but this will get you as close as possible for our body type. But he has 89 jumping on his team of the season card. So that's like his highest jumping. So this will actually get you even more jumping, which will be even better in the air. I got a ton of headers with this build. Like, it's not the craziest build in the air, but you are 6'2" and have 90 jumping, which is really good. And you can definitely get some header goals. So adding that +2 jumping could make it even deadlier. And then you add even more strength to make that 86, which is very, very good for pro clubs. You will be able to body people like crazy. Like, I have so many like clips. I might even missed some clips or left some clips out where it just shows how strong this build is. Just bouncing off of defenders, bodying them, bumping defenders off of me. It's crazy how strong this build is and how easy it is just to get the ball back. It seems like the ball just bounces back to you, and then you just bounce off of people and just keep your balance. It's just crazy. It was just really fun using this build, and I was honestly so surprised how strong this build felt. So we'll add the second win for now, and we will head over to the dribbling section. On this page, we went for the full agility and balance upgrade. That's just because this is a big man, and you want to make sure you get really good agility and balance, since they don't have the craziest stats when it comes to dribbling because they're big boys, basically. But actually comparing it to Lukaku's team of the season card, when it comes to dribbling, he has 89 agility and 85 balance. We're not going to get that high of agility just because we're a big guy. You can't. It's just really not possible. Even if you were to make him 119, he would probably only have like 85 agility, maybe 86. But the 87 balance, guys, is so huge and underrated with this build. Since you're so big, the 87 balance is crazy. With the strength, combined with the strength, like, it is so hard for people to push you off the ball. It feels like it's almost impossible for people to take it. Like, using this build as a target man, just as a lone striker, or like maybe another smaller striker, faster striker with you, it's so easy to be a target man and hold the ball up and just play it, like get the ball to your feet and lay it off out wide to the wingers or back to the midfielders and make another run. It's just so easy for you to keep the ball, especially when a defender's on your back. Like, they're not going to be able to get around you because you're stocky body type and strength and really good balance, and then also crazy ball control and dribbling. And then 83 agility for a 6'2", 174-pound guy is really not bad at all. Like, I've made center forward builds, like 119-pound center forward builds that are like 5'10", and have like 88 agility, 88 balance. Like, and then I think I've made other ones that have had exactly 87 balance, like smaller builds, like 5'8" builds, or really close to 87 balance. So having a 6'2" guy with 87 is just crazy to me, and it's really good. So when it comes to dribbling on this build, I was pleasantly surprised, and it is actually very good. So if y'all wanted to add 5-star skills, I think it would actually be extremely OP. I didn't try it, and I'm a huge 5-star skill fan. It would be really fun to try, but I didn't. Again, like, if you wanted to take off the second win, that would be a really good alternative, is to put the skills on. But we went for the 4-star just to make this build a lot more accurate, since Lukaku got that team of the season skill move upgrade for his team of the season card to 4-star, 4-star. So that's why we're just going for the 4-star, 4-star as well. And then on this right side, we went down to the flare trait and then got this ball control focus. Make sure you get that, because that'll give you +2 ball control and +1 dribbling. Pretty clutch. Lukaku actually doesn't have the flare trait on any of his cards, but I think flare trait is just really good to have. So that's what I went for. You guys really don't need it if you don't want it. You can, again, add it to skill moves or do this, which would be pretty nice. Like I said, you'll just have even better physical stats. You'll be even more of a beast. So that's definitely an alternative if you don't want the flare. But I'm just a big fan of the flare, so that's why I put it on. So that's basically all the alternatives for this build for you guys. If you want just to add the 5-star skills, take off the flare trait, add more strength, and again, if y'all are in any, take off that second win. So there's a lot of different like changes you can make to this build, like just subtle changes, not like crazy changes. But that'll be it for dribbling, and now let's move on to passing, which we do not have anything listed, so we're not going to talk too much about passing. And like I said, Lukaku actually was the second in assist in Serie A, which is actually crazy since he's a big striker, and you just wouldn't picture him like getting second in assist in the Italian league. But on his team of the season card, he actually has pretty good passing stats, and like I say this on a lot of my builds, like for a forward. We're not going to upgrade the passing since we don't have that much skill points to work with. And he has a lot of pace, really good shooting, pretty good dribbling, and crazy physical. We just don't have enough skill points to add it to passing. So the passing stats aren't going to be anything crazy. It would be nice to bump him up. It's just really not possible with the amount of skill points they give us. But I guess if you look at Lukaku's lower rated cards, the passing gets pretty similar when it comes to that. So there's really no passing stats to really shout about. They're all just average or below average because you're a big old center forward, and the center forward striker, like for their passing base stats, are not great at all. So this is it for the passing page. We'll move on to shooting now. So like I said, Lukaku has the 4-star weak foot. So that's what we went for. We went for this 4-star on the left, got all this shot power and the long shots. He has really good shot power on his 88 rated inform card, which is his highest card that's not a team of the season card. He has 92 shot power. Like even on his lowest rated card, like his normal card, he has exactly 87 shot power, which is actually pretty good comparison. So he has exactly 87 shot power on his lowest rated card, and that's exactly what we have. And then his long shots aren't really good on any of his cards, so we're just going to have really good long shots with this build, so definitely give it a try. 87 shot power and 91 long shots. The long shots should be pretty solid. And then in this middle section, we had some extra skill points, and Lukaku is known for his heading ability. He actually has the power header trait on all of his cards, but that's just a ton of skill points, and we don't have enough to go around for that, so we decided to leave the power header off and just get +3 heading accuracy for only 2 skill points and get that up to 89, which isn't too bad because we are a center forward, so the base heading stats aren't as good as a striker. But 89 heading accuracy is pretty good, and I got a ton of headers using this build. So you're definitely an aerial threat with this build, even though it's definitely not the best aerial threat build I have made on my channel or I've used on my channel, but this build is really good for a big man and definitely one of the best big man builds I've had on my channel. But this build will definitely get you some header goals. So if you have some teammates that are playing out wide and can cross, tell them to serve it up for you because you can definitely win some headers. And then looking at the rest of the stats, we have a 93 finishing, which is very solid, up in the 90s. That's around where all of his other cards are at, in the 90s for finishing. And then we have 86 volleys, which is also really solid. Like his 88 rated card has 82 volleys, and then his 96 rated card goes all the way up to 93. So we're like in the middle with a solid 86 volley stat. And then that'll be it for shooting section, guys. I got a ton of goals with this build when it just comes to banging it back, post, headers, dribbling, creating my own shot, and just really just blasting all my shots. I didn't take too much finesse shots, if any at all, with this build, just because you have 87 shot power, so it's really good just to overpower the goalies. But this will be it for shooting. Let's move on to pace, where we went for the full pace upgrade. Since, like I said, Lukaku's cards actually have quite a bit of pace for a big man, which, as you guys know, is pretty hard to do in pro clubs. Make a big man with a lot of pace. They try to not let you do that. But looking at his 88 rated card, he actually has 85 pace exactly. And for this build, we have 85 pace. But the one thing is he has a more sprint speed than acceleration on all of his cards, like quite a bit more sprint speed. Like on this card, he has 81 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. Like we're kind of the opposite of that. We have 88 acceleration, 84 sprint speed. We can't do anything about it since we are a center forward. They naturally have more acceleration than sprint speed. But these pace stats are actually not too bad. 88 acceleration is really good for a big dude. That will catch people off guard, especially if you do like some skills, some cuts, and then you have the strength. If they do try to get into your body and like shoulder you off, you will body them off and then bump them off, and then you're gone because you actually are pretty pacey. It's really not too bad. Definitely not the fastest, probably slower than what some of y'all are used to, but for a big man, it really doesn't feel slow at all. And like I said, the dribbling stats are crazy. The 87 balance, y'all will notice that. It is really good when it just comes to left stick dribbling, not even doing skills. It feels really smooth, just left sticking, and it's so hard for people to get the ball off of you, especially if they're on your back. They just can't push you off the ball or get around you to get the ball. It's very tough. Just make sure you're using the left trigger or L2 on PlayStation to body people. You can either tap it or hold it. Just depends on some of the situations, but when you're running with the ball, you usually just want to tap it. You don't want to hold it, or it will stop your guy and kind of mess your guy up. But if you're like standing still kind of in like an area, if you hold it and then tap it sometimes, that works best. But if a guy's running up on your back, and you have the ball and you're running into space or just running with the ball, just try and tap LT a couple times, and it should give him a little shoulder or an elbow and bump him off. So that's going to wrap it up for this Romelu Lukaku center forward build, guys. Please let me know in the comments if y'all do try this out and how it went for you, because I'm a big fan of this build, and I believe if y'all do try it out, y'all will enjoy it as well. So let me know in the comments. If y'all hit that like button on this video, I greatly appreciate that, and also that subscribe button on my channel if you aren't already subscribed. Thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.